Welcome to the Deep Dive. We are going deep on leveling up our English today.
That's right.
And we have got this resource.
Uh-huh.
Vocab Advanced 2010.pdf.
Okay.
It's
Yeah.
it's kind of amazing.
Oh.
You ready to get into it?
I'm ready.
Okay, so
Let's go.
Vocab Advanced 2010.pdf.
Okay.
It's for like advanced English learners.
Yeah.
What does that even mean?
Basically, if you're feeling good about the basics,
Right.
this is gonna
Okay.
take you to the next level.
So it's like I can speak English, but I want
You
to
own it.
own it.
Own it.
Yes.
That's a good way to put it.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So the first thing I noticed
Mm-hmm.
was this section on prepositions.
Okay.
Now, I'll admit
Yeah.
prepositions trip me up
They're so tricky.
sometimes.
Yeah, I know. They really are. But,
I mean, little words, but
yeah, they're so small, but they can really
Yes,
mess you up.
And so I thought it was cool
Mm-hmm.
that they're in here
Right.
and they have simple examples.
Yeah.
Like they show you how to use by
Yes.
for different types of transportation.
Totally.
By bike,
Yeah. By bus.
by plane.
By train.
Yeah,
I love it.
it's great.
Yeah.
And then there's this other part
Okay.
that talks about the difference between on account of,
Yeah.
because of,
Yes.
and due to.
Oh, interesting.
And I've always thought that they were like
I know a lot of people think that.
basically the same.
Yeah.
But I guess they're not.
They are similar,
Okay.
but on account of is
Oh.
definitely the more formal one.
Oh, okay. So like if I'm writing an email
Exactly.
to someone important.
Yes. Use that one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Got it.
All right.
So we've got the prepositions.
Right.
Now we're getting into the
Yeah.
like the real meat
The good stuff.
of the vocabulary.
Yeah.
And this section on thinking
Yes.
really
Yeah.
caught my eye.
Yeah.
Because you know how sometimes you just say I think all the time.
Yeah, we all do.
And it's kind of boring.
Yeah, exactly.
So this gives you all these other ways
Yeah.
to express what you're thinking.
Express your thoughts.
You can say I deduce or
Yes.
or I speculate.
I assume. Yeah.
It's very cool.
I really like that.
I like that a lot.
Yeah.
Especially I think
Yeah.
if you work in a professional setting,
Totally.
it would be really helpful
Definitely.
to be able to
Yes.
express yourself clearly.
Yeah, and be persuasive
Yeah.
with your ideas.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay, so then
Okay.
from thinking,
Mm-hmm.
they have this whole section on
Okay.
leisure activities.
Yeah.
So like if you like to play sports or
Yeah.
if you like to listen to
If
music,
you have hobbies. Yeah.
this is the place for you
This is where you go
Yes.
to find the vocabulary.
to talk about all those things.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I love that because I think
Mm-hmm.
learning new languages, it
Yeah.
opens up so many
It doesn't.
possibilities to connect with people.
I completely agree.
And being able to talk about something you're passionate about
Yeah,
is a great way to like
totally.
build relationships.
It is like
Yes.
a common ground.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And then speaking of connecting with people,
Yes,
they have a whole section on travel,
of course.
which I think is so cool.
So important.
Because if you can book flights,
Uh-huh.
navigate foreign cities,
Mm-hmm.
and talk about your trips in English,
Yes.
that's
It
amazing.
opens up the whole world.
It really does.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay,
I'm ready to book a trip right now.
let's go. But,
Hold on. Before we go,
okay,
we got to talk about these sections.
that are called verbs and nouns.
Yes.
So
Those are good.
what's the deal with those?
Yeah. Basically, they give you a ton of action words
Right.
and then the nouns that go with them,
Okay.
like the corresponding nouns.
Got it.
It's really helpful for
Oh,
making
yes.
your English sound
No.
more varied and sophisticated.
So like
Yeah.
instead of using the same verb
Exactly.
over and over again,
You got options.
I have options.
So you got choices.
I can mix it up.
mix it up.
Okay. I like that.
Yeah. And it also helps you understand those subtle differences in meaning.
Mm-hmm.
Like when a verb becomes a noun,
Okay.
it just
That's-
adds more nuance
Okay.
to your language.
So beyond just learning the words, I'm learning how to like
Exactly.
really use them properly.
Use them well.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, but you know what always gets me?
Okay.
It's those idioms.
Yeah. Oh, the idiot.
Those expressions that just,
They're so tricky.
I know,
No.
you don't make any sense.
Sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you try to like translate them directly.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You can't translate them literally.
You can't know,
Yeah.
but luckily,
Yes.
Vocab Advanced 2010.pdf has got us covered.
They do.
They do.
They have a whole section
They have a whole section on idioms.
on idioms with prepositions.
Yes. Yes.
I love that.
It's so helpful.
so helpful.
Yeah.
Because there are so many idioms that I've
Yeah.
been afraid to use because I didn't want to.
You don't want to sound silly.
Sounds silly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And this is going to help me feel more confident
That's great.
using them.
Awesome.
Okay, so from those tricky idioms,
Yeah.
we're going into this like
What-
deeper section on society,
Yes.
which talks about like socialization,
Interesting.
peer pressure,
Big topic.
the generation gap.
Yeah, that one's always relevant.
Right. Yeah.
Like, it never goes away.
Yeah, you would think it would go away,
You'd think.
but it never does.
Nope.
And then it just keeps going.
And this document keeps going.
This document keeps going.
Yes.
We've got education, multicultural society,
Important.
mass media.
It's like they thought of everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They knew what we needed.
What we needed.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
They did good.
Okay.
All right.
So I'm realizing
What did you realizing?
it's not just about knowing all these like fancy words.
Okay.
It's about like
Yeah.
understanding how they all connect.
It's the connections.
Yeah.
It's the big picture.
It is. It's
Yeah.
pretty cool.
It is.
Okay. We've barely scratched the surface.
We've barely started.
We've barely started.
Yeah.
What
Say
else?
more.
What else is coming up?
Well, nice.
We're going to get into some of the heavier topics.
Keep bringing it up.
Law and order,
Yeah.
the economy, and even politics.
Oh, boy.
Buckle up.
Okay.
That's going to be good.
I'm ready.
All right. All right. So we're getting into the heavy stuff now.
Yeah. Let's do it.
Law and order.
Okay. I am intrigued.
It's like, it's surprisingly in-depth.
Oh, really?
Like, it's not just about knowing,
okay.
like, robbery versus theft. It's like, it really goes into,
Right.
like, the whole legal process.
Oh, cool. So like Law and Order, but with real vocab.
Yes.
Okay. I like it.
Yeah.
So it explains things like,
It explains stuff like evidence,
okay, evidence.
verdict,
Okay.
even capital punishment.
Wow. Okay.
Like, all these kind
Yeah, those are big,
of words.
big concepts.
And I feel like we use them sometimes
Right.
without really knowing what they mean.
I think a lot of people do that.
Yeah.
They kind of throw them around,
Yeah.
but this actually like
All right.
defines them clearly.
Okay. I like that.
Yeah.
And it goes into like,
And it even like goes into the differences
okay.
between murder and manslaughter,
Oh, wow.
which are like
Yeah.
one word different,
Huge.
but very different legally.
Right.
Yes.
Like really different consequences.
yeah, big time.
Okay. Wow.
So
That one's intense.
it is.
Okay. Let's
Okay.
lighten it up a little bit.
All right. Where you go?
How about the economy?
Okay. The economy.
Is this where I learn all the like secret Wall Street lingo?
Well, maybe not all the secrets,
Okay.
but you'll definitely learn some.
Right.
You'll get a good foundation.
Okay. Cool.
It covers, everything from like supply and demand,
Okay.
which is, pretty basic.
Right.
But then it gets into stuff like trade deficits,
Okay.
economic growth.
I hear those
Yeah, you hear them.
all the time. Do you really know what they mean?
Not really.
This will teach you.
Okay, awesome.
So yeah, it's good.
I like that.
Yeah. And it even goes beyond just like
Okay.
the numbers and stuff.
Yeah,
It talks
right.
about like different economic systems, like the difference between,
Yeah.
nationalization and privatization,
Right.
who controls the industries.
Those are some
Yeah.
those are hot button topics.
Those are big questions.
Yeah, and I feel like
Yeah.
if I knew the vocab,
Yes.
I could follow those
You'd be able to
conversations better.
follow along better.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And even form
Yeah. And even like,
your own opinions.
yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
And it talks about,
It also talks about,
Okay.
it doesn't just stay like high level.
Right.
It talks about things like poverty,
right.
wealth,
Right.
standard of living.
Yeah. And those are
Those are important
really important. Yeah. Because economics
because it's about
affects people.
people.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's easy to forget that.
It is easy to get lost
We're
in,
looking at,
yeah, all the charts and graphs.
yes, exactly.
Fuck it.
It's about people's lives.
It's about people.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, cool. So
Sure.
we've covered law,
Yeah.
the economy.
The economy.
I feel like I'm getting smarter already.
I hope so. All right, so, and now let's move on.
We're moving on to,
Politics.
ooh, politics.
Yes.
Okay.
Which is,
I'm a little nervous.
well, it's a fascinating section.
Oh,
It really unpacks
Okay.
everything from like different political systems,
Yeah.
different ideologies,
Right.
to like,
Yeah.
you know how elections work, international relations,
Okay.
the whole shebang.
Oh, that reminds me.
What's that?
My friend was trying to explain to me the difference between proportional representation.
And
That's a tricky one.
I couldn't remember what it's called,
I know.
but I was like,
It's a mouthful.
I know.
Yeah.
I was like, I know there's two different systems,
Yeah.
but I don't remember.
It's hard to keep them straight.
what they are.
Yeah.
Is that something
It is?
this covers?
It is.
That's
It explains it really well, too.
Okay, so basically, proportional representation.
Proportional representation is all about
Okay.
giving parties seats
Uh-huh.
based on their percentage of the vote.
Okay.
So, like, if they get
Right.
20% of the vote,
They get 20% of the seats.
they get 20% of the seats.
Okay.
Whereas first past the post is
Yeah.
whoever gets the most votes wins, even if
Even if it's not the majority.
it's not a majority.
Okay.
Yeah.
That makes so much more sense.
I'm glad it's clear now.
It does.
Yeah.
Okay. And I can see how
And you can see how that
that could really affect
Yeah.
like the outcome of an election.
It changes everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, cool.
And it goes even further.
Oh, really?
It talks about the concept of balance of power in democracies.
Okay, so that's like
Yeah, like how
Like
different
it's-
branches of government
that like no one has.
kind of keep each other in check.
Too much power.
Yeah,
Right?
nobody gets too powerful.
Okay.
Yeah, and it
Yeah.
stresses the importance of an impartial judiciary,
Right. So the judges are
fair and unbiased.
fair.
Okay? It's all about making sure
Right.
the system is fair for everyone.
I like that.
Yeah.
It's like they
They did a good job
it's
of,
taking these big concepts
I like it.
and making them digestible.
Yeah, making them make sense.
Yeah.
Okay.
You feel smarter?
I do feel a little smarter
Yes.
about politics now.
That's what we want. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, so we've gone through,
So we've done law,
we've done the
we've
economy,
done politics,
politics.
but we're not done.
Oh, there's more.
There's more.
Okay, hit me.
All right, so next, we're going into the future.
Oh, my goodness.
We're going into science and technology.
Okay.
Get ready.
All right, science and technology.
Yes.
Here we go.
This is a good one.
This is where I think
I think so, too.
Vocab Advanced 2010.pdf really shines.
It does. It's not just about defining the terms. It's about understanding how science and technology are shaping our world and maybe even like
Okay.
predicting where we're going next.
Ooh, I like that. A
A
little
little glimpse into the future.
glimpse into the future.
Yeah.
Okay, so where do we even begin
Where do we begin?
with such a massive topic?
It is a big one.
It is huge. Is this where we get into all that like fancy science jargon?
You might encounter some,
Okay.
but
Wow.
don't worry. It breaks it down really nicely.
Okay.
It starts with like
Okay.
the fundamental building blocks of science.
Okay.
Like, cells,
Right.
atoms,
Mm-hmm.
gravity,
Gravity. Yeah.
galaxies,
Okay.
all that good stuff.
The basics.
Basics, yeah.
Okay, I think I can handle that.
I think you can.
But I have a feeling
But
it gets a little more complicated.
It does get more complex.
Okay.
Yeah, like we get into things like
Hey, Derek.
genetic engineering,
Ooh. Good.
which is like,
Right.
manipulating the building blocks of life.
Yeah, that's a big one.
That's a big one.
And cloning,
Yes.
which I feel like brings up
Which brings up
a lot of ethical questions.
so many ethical questions
Yeah.
about identity and,
Like, what does it even mean
what does it mean to be human?
to be human?
Yeah.
It's a big one.
Yeah. So it's pretty amazing
It is. To think about how far
how far we've come.
we've come.
Yeah.
But I also wonder, like,
Makes you wonder.
are we opening Pandora's box?
Right. Like, are we going too far?
Yeah.
It's a valid question.
Yeah, and I think
That's why
this is why this vocabulary is so important.
vocab is so important.
Because we need to be able to
You need to be able to talk about it.
talk about it.
Yes.
Like, intelligently.
Exactly.
And, like, have these,
have these conversations
Okay.
and weigh the pros and cons.
right, like automation, for example.
Okay. Automation. Good one.
On one hand, it
Could be amazing.
like free up our time.
Right. More
But on
physical.
the other hand, it's like,
But
then that happens to the workers.
exactly what happens to the jobs.
Yeah.
Yeah. Big questions.
Big question.
And we need the words.
We need the language.
Yeah. To talk about it.
Yeah. Okay.
And it's not just about automation, though.
Okay, what else?
There's so much more in this section.
Oh, there's more.
Like we've got artificial intelligence,
Okay.
which is like already here.
Right, it's happening.
It's happening. And
Yeah.
then there's like nanotechnology.
Nanotechnology,
Okay.
which is like,
I don't even know.
it's like manipulating matter
Okay.
at the atomic level.
Okay, hold on.
Yeah.
That sounds like,
It sounds like sci-fi, but it's
Yeah.
becoming more and more real.
wow.
And we need the words to talk about it.
Yeah, to understand it.
And understand it.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm starting to feel like
Like your brain needs an upgrade.
I need like a brain upgrade.
Yeah.
Okay, but speaking of like
Okay.
the future of the planet,
yes.
we're talking about all this cool technology, But like, what about the environment?
That's a huge question.
It is.
And this document doesn't shy away from it.
Okay.
It dives right into terms like
Okay.
climate change,
Right.
pollution,
Yes.
renewable energy,
The important stuff.
the big stuff, yeah.
And it's crazy to think it is crazy. Those words are like in our everyday vocabulary now.
They're everywhere.
Yeah. Which means like
Which means these issues
these are big issues.
are real.
Yeah.
They're important.
Very real.
We got to talk about them.
Yeah. And the fact that we're,
Talking about them.
and I think it's good that,
Talking about them means
yeah.
like we're becoming more aware.
Yeah, more aware. And we're having those conversations.
Yeah, we are.
So that's a good thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it seems like
It does seem like
technology could be
technology could be part of the solution.
part of the solution.
Yeah.
Right? Like I see it talks about
Yeah.
genetically modified crops, sustainable development.
Yes.
It's all connected.
It is all connected.
So it really is like
it's a reminder that
technology is a tool.
technology is a tool.
And it's like, how are we
Yeah.
going to use it?
How are we going to use it?
Right.
Yeah. Hey, big question.
Okay, we're going through all of this.
Yeah, what are you thinking?
I feel like I've had
Like a mental workout.
a mental workout.
Yeah.
It's making me think about
Makes me think about
how powerful language is.
language is powerful and
Yeah.
having the right words.
Yeah, like if you have
Can make all the difference.
the right words, you can
express yourself better.
express yourself,
You can understand better.
understand.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's amazing.
I'm so with you on that.
It's been a journey.
It has been a journey.
And Vocab Advanced 2010.pdf.
I know it's so much more
It's so much more
than just a list of words.
There's just a list.
Yeah.
It's like
It's like a key
they gave us this key
to
to
unlock
unlock all these
our
different
different worlds.
worlds and ideas.
Yeah, from law and order to the economy
To science and technology.
to the human experience. Like,
It's amazing.
that's pretty cool.
So I'm walking away from this deep
Yeah.
dive
Yeah.
feeling very inspired.
That's awesome.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
And to our listeners,
Yeah.
thank you for joining us
Thank you, guys.
on this deep dive into vocabulary.
We hope you learned a lot.
We hope you had fun.
Yes, we did too.
We did.
Yeah.
Until next time,
See you next time.
keep those brains buzzing
Keep learning.
and keep those words flowing.